Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to objectively deconstruct one of the most fascinating and frankly extreme political phenomena in modern history. We're looking into the cult of personality around former Tamil Nadu Chief Minister J.J. Lalitha. How exactly does a politician transcend normal government and become worshipped as a living goddess? Let's get right into it.
Okay, so let's start by looking at this visually striking reality. Back in 2016, the passing of J. Lalitha didn't just cause your standard run-of-the-mill political mourning. No, it triggered this massive, overwhelming wave of public grief across the state. We are talking about shocking acts of violence and, tragically, even instances of self-harm and suicide by her supporters.
Which brings us to the core mystery we're trying to solve here. Why? Why do ordinary citizens elevate a democratically elected official to the absolute status of a deity? I mean, what drives that level of devotion?
Section 1. The Purachi Thalaivi image. Deconstructing the goddess image.
To start unraveling this, we really need to examine the carefully constructed blueprint of her public image. You see, her followers rarely, if ever, used her actual name. Instead, they used these grand, almost mythical titles. Names like Makalin Mudhavar, meaning People's Chief Minister, or Purachi Thalaivi, meaning Revolutionary Female Leader. These weren't just fond nicknames, they were strategic signals of her supreme authority.
And this brilliantly illustrates the sheer depth of the cult. She was universally revered as Amma. Now that word means mother, sure, but it also carries heavy connotations of a Hindu goddess. And this wasn't just symbolic. Grown men, seasoned political cadres, would literally prostrate themselves, lying completely flat on the ground in absolute submission right at her feet. Section 2. Building the personality cult. The mechanics of devotion. So how exactly does a politician systematically engineer this level of unquestioning devotion? Well, a crucial piece of the puzzle is clientelism. She took essential, subsidized daily goods and literally branded them with her own name. We're talking Amma canteens, Amma water, Amma pharmacies, even subsidized salt and cement. By doing this, she perfectly fused state welfare with her personal identity.
Sociologist Adrian Theodore Papin actually defines this exact setup as the structural foundation of a modern personality cult. It's when you have extravagant, over-the-top public praise that's directly fueled by the personal distribution of resources. State welfare is perceived as a personal gift from the leader, demanding total loyalty in return.
Section 3. Leadership and Psychology. The Evolutionary Roots of Worship.
Let's shift gears to the science for a second, because this strategy perfectly exploits our hardwired human psychology. Evolutionary science points out two distinct leadership styles. First, you have prestige leadership, which relies on generously sharing resources and knowledge. And then, contrast that with dominance leadership, which relies entirely on demanding strict submission and instilling fear. Now, Amma's evolutionary genius was that she combined both of these perfectly. On one hand, she acted as the generous, prestige-style provider with all those Amma-branded subsidies. But simultaneously, she ruled as a dominant-style alpha who demanded absolute physical prostration from her followers. Combining those two, that is an incredibly potent psychological mix.
Section 4. Extreme Devotion and Self-Immolation, Sacred Kingship in Democracy.
This dual approach does something wild. It pushes a leader completely beyond the realm of ordinary politics and straight into the realm of the sacred. It's like an evolutionary trap. First, the leader provides survival resources. Next, the political hierarchy morphs into an object of intense devotion. Until finally, any political dissent isn't just seen as a disagreement. It transforms into religious sacrilege.
Psychologists have a term for this reaction: mortality salience. Basically, when humans face severe vulnerability, poverty, or existential threats, we are hardwired to seek out a symbolic, sacred protector, someone who promises ultimate safety from annihilation. For millions of people, Jayalalitha was exactly that protector.
So the big takeaway here, that extreme wave of grief and those tragic self-immolations following her death, they weren't just a political reaction. Psychologically, it was the traumatic, crushing collapse of that safe haven. It was the terrifying loss of their sacred protector.
I'm going to leave you with this final provocative thought to ponder. We love to think of our voting systems and our societies as highly advanced, but no matter how modern our democracies appear on the surface, have we truly outgrown our ancient evolutionary urge to worship god kings? Think about it.